Hey Joseph, I just wanted to do a quick video reply to your post. I kind of found this whole week to be very interesting, both in terms of the potential for MAT, the fact that it's not really used. It's the majority of cases don't use any medication for treatment. Um, it's also intriguing to me because it seems to be an area where the theory and the science is still actively in development. It's pretty raw. Um, with the most established being the methadone and buprenorphine, um, but with those having issues that lean towards that stereotype, particularly with methadone, of exchanging one addiction for another. Um, Article I have in front of me here says that 82% of patients on methadone treatment um, relapse within a year of stopping the treatment. So if somebody takes that approach, they are almost on methadone for the rest of their life, and it requires heavy monitoring, um, and they've got to stay on their regimen to stay clean. So I understand how, if I was somebody struggling with an addiction that really wanted to be free, how the idea of going on methadone would feel like exchanging one thing for another. But that has been an approach that has shown um, positive results if people are really strict in sticking to the regimen over time. Um, in theory, to me, the naltrexone sounds very promising. It allows somebody to um, break away from the craving for their addiction and perhaps break the habit. However, from what I'm reading here, somebody has to basically go cold turkey to start the treatment, and in the process, um, they have to stay on it. So if they relapse after they've gone cold turkey and they're on the medication, there's a much higher risk of them overdosing and dying. And it seems that oral um, naltrexone has actually kind of gone to the wayside because far more people died on that treatment than even died on methadone. Now it seems that they're moving towards emphasizing the injection version of it, but each of these treatments, I guess what I'm getting at, has major issues. They all have some promise. They all have issues. Um, Now, this article I have in front of me uh, talks about some upcoming therapies. It talks about the possibility of deep brain stimulation, maybe even having a chip or something installed that would kind of counteract some brain waves or something, or interact with the chemicals. They even talk about research towards developing a vaccine for drugs, like a vaccine for heroin or a vaccine for cocaine, which just sounds outlandish to me, how that would work. But I guess they would um, attach to the substance, to a low dose of the substance, some sort of protein or something from a virus that to prompt the body's immune system to basically not allow it into the brain. So there's a lot of potential here. It'll be interesting to see where this goes. But I also see something on the scientific front that seems to be really in its infancy, where a lot of work needs to be done. So while I have read other articles that have suggested some tension from the psychiatrist side, with the medication being downplayed in favor of the psychotherapy, it seems appropriate, given just how unproven the medications are, the issues with them, and where the science is on those. However, it does seem that they can be helpful if used appropriately in the right context. Now the article, just to give you a reference, I'm reading from is George R. Uhl, George F. Koob, and Jennifer Cable, The Neurobiology of Addiction, Addiction Reviews, published in 2019. So that's where that information is coming from. Very interesting to me, something to keep an eye on. I see a real issue is that psychiatrists, prescribers, and psychotherapists both seem to be in their own silos, and there's a lot of people that are kind of defending their own turf and what they're comfortable with and where their convictions are, instead of really working collaboratively on therapies where they kind of work hand in hand together to just do what's best for the patient. And we need to get over that, I think, for medication-assisted treatments to really reach their potential. So I hope to see that happening. And this is a fascinating area to study, and I guess as we go forward in practice, we'll have to keep an eye on it and look for opportunities to be collaborative with other allied healthcare professionals. So thank you again for your post. I agree with a lot of what you said. I just wanted to add a little bit to it. All right, you have a good week.